How's it going, everyone? Welcome to Someone's Got to Do It with Mark, Jake, James, and this week we've got a special guest, Kai Hodgson.
There you go.
Episode 2, massive. Got Kiz on today. Start off with the same as last week, a little bit how we know each other, I guess. So we're all mates with Kai. I think James probably knew him the longest.
Yeah, I actually met Kai in Year 7 at high school, and we didn't actually meet on the best of terms, but here we are. Few years later, still mates, and kicking on.
Couldn't honestly tell you how we met.
I remember the story.
I think when I met Kai at one of the famous functions at James's mum's house.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Oh, the famous function.
Famous functions.
So now, all mates. And reason we got Kai on today, obviously friend of the show, but we're sponsoring Kai we're sponsoring Kai now for his upcoming fight. Yeah, you want to tell us a bit about your fight and the sponsorship?
Wait. Before we get into what Kai's doing, I think we need to do our drink review.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah. I need to down a drink before Kai gets into how he punches cunts in the head, so
Yeah,
let's get into
not
it.
Not that like everyone on the planet hasn't already tried them, but 196s is what we're down in today.
196s.
So we've gone from a beer review, I think, to alcohol review. Just like
We're just going to end up going from an alcohol
And
review
Kai's
to an
just
anything review.
Kai's just stuck on the waters. He's very
Smashing
professional.
H2O.
Yeah.
I'm going to give this a nice sip.
yeah. So get on it, Cool Ridge. Sponsor our mate Kai. He's fucking got he's got your water. So
This is delicious.
Delicious.
the 19, let's be honest, boys, it doesn't even taste like alcohol. It's like a fucking solo, and
It
it's
certainly feels like it
a
after
solo
couple
that
of those.
smashes you up because they're fucking
It's
1.6.
a very dangerous solo.
Oh yeah.
They'll get you in trouble, I'll tell you that much.
First time we had him was after the pub one night. We'd had a couple of schooners, got a 4-pack of this. We punched a couple of these, and fucking, mate, my video game playing wasn't the greatest.
Well, yeah.
It's not too good as it is.
Whatever you do, don't suggest Bundy's. We don't want to punch on in this podcast. Not yet.
Actually, that's not a bad idea. People can suggest what we try. Yeah. Good
Yeah,
idea.
taking suggestions, but if you suggest a shit beer, I'm going to tell you absolutely
No
not.
Bundy's. Absolutely no Bundy's.
No Bundy's, no cider.
No cider.
Alright, my final verdict on this, I'd probably give it about a... You know what, I'm going to be a bit harsh. I'm going to say a 7. They're good, but they could be better.
No, I'm pretty happy with them. I don't see too many.
Nah,
faults
to be
in them.
100% with you, I give him a 10, mate. I could
Yeah,
smash these all day.
They go down
Not that
next
you
week.
should. Not that you should. And I'm pregnant, so I shouldn't drink too many anyway.
Yeah,
Don't drink them while pregnant.
or driving.
No.
The same
Definitely
disclaimer
not.
last week. No
Yeah.
drink
No
driving.
drink driving. Drink driving's not good. But anyways, on to Kai Hodgson. How are you, mate?
Yeah, not too bad. Nothing really changes in my world.
Well, what brings you to the show today, you know?
Well, you boys have been nice enough to get behind me. I've got my professional debut on May 28th out at the Timber Yard in Melbourne.
Fuck yeah, you do.
Yeah, gonna go and smash some bloke's head in and make some coin to do it.
That's the way. That's the
what I
way.
like to
Are
hear.
you making coin doing this now?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Nice, man. That's
Nice,
good,
nice.
bro.
Signed the contract a couple of days ago, so we're all good to go.
All locked in.
So obviously, I'm sure you can't go into too much details about your contract, but what's the main clauses and stuff that you could discuss it, or if you can discuss some of it?
There's not much to it. It's just signing the professional fight contract. Sort of, you're agreeing to rock up on the day on weight, happy, healthy, ready to go.
Yep.
All that, and
So obviously, if you break any of those sort of those agreements, then
then I'm
you're fucked.
yeah. All my money goes to the other fella.
Yep.
Yeah, geez. Well, so do you want to fight, or are you just hoping he rocks up overweight?
No.
Tell us a bit about your amateur career as well. So, because obviously you're making the move to pro boxing now.
Yeah.
So, what was your amateur career like?
So I spent, about 10 years.
Yep.
Boxing as an amateur. I've won a few state championships and golden gloves, and I placed bronze at nationals this year for the selection for the Commonwealth Games. I unfortunately copped a head clash and opened my eye up in the semi-final, and I was not allowed to continue.
He was fucking ripped off. That's what happened.
Yeah. I saw his second fight actually went there. Took the actual piss out of the bloke, made it look so easy. I thought he was gone, and I seen the bloke that he lost to in the semis fight, and I thought, nah, Kai's got this bloke
Yeah,
done for sure. But
went into that pretty confident that I was taking it out, but unfortunately, the head clash knocked me out of it, which is kind of the downside of tournament boxing, fighting day to day.
Is there a chance that your eye can fucking reopen up now?
Yeah, so that's a pretty good scar now, so it's going to be a bit.
Has the doctor
soft
said
tissue.
anything to you, like to be careful, or?
No, I've sort of just been moisturising it every day, just kind of keep trying to toughen the skin up a little bit, to stop it reopening. But it's most likely going to cause me a lot of problems for the rest of my life.
Do you know if
really fucking hell
knows about it? Like, is he just going to see that and just aim for it, you reckon?
He might see it and go for it, but I don't really intend on giving him much of a chance to do that.
If it opens up during your pro fight, does the fight still get called off as well? Or
No,
are
it
they
doesn't.
more willing to
So in
go?
the pros, they're a lot more lenient on that sort of thing. With amateur boxing, they're all worried about the well-being of the fighters being back to back to back. They're concerned about it. They're concerned about cuts blowing up way wider and being considerably worse. But in the pros, that you only have to get through that night, so they're usually pretty good unless it's a really horrendous cut and they can't stop the bleeding. You're usually pretty good, so I should be alright.
So is there much change in the rules as well, going from amateur to pro?
No, there's no real change at all. In the amateurs, they tend to not let you box in close and kind of wrestle as much, just to keep it a little bit cleaner and easier to score. In the pros, you can get away with that a little bit more, but apart from that, it's probably the only major difference.
Is it still the same amount of rounds in the same time?
So from amateurs being 3 by 3 minutes, in the pros the base fight's 4 by 4 minutes.
Yep.
4 by 3 minutes, sorry. And then as you progress onwards and you move towards title fights, you go up to 6 8s and 10s and 12s.
Yep.
So on average, how many rounds with a bloke do you go?
I've had a fair few rounds with a fair few blokes.
You're not a man till you've had a man.
Actually, I want to touch back on your amateur career quickly as well. If I recall, you went over to China as well to fight, did you not?
Yeah, January of 2019, I was selected for a national team to box at a tournament in Hong Kong, and I placed a bronze medal over there. I thought I'd won. We thought that I took the bout pretty comfortably, but I got a bit stitched up.
Loving your bronze medals.
Yeah, I've really been cleaning up on bronze lately.
Oh, it's good. He doesn't like coming first, so.
His missus would love it.
He's only the second loser. Right, Kizza. So we're going to get right into all the boxing questions here. So I think it would be dumb of us not to ask you. So what got you into boxing in the first place, and when did you start, and where'd you start, how'd you start?
I started when I was about 11 years old. I wanted to give up playing footy and cricket. I was pretty sick of playing team sports and all that shit. But
Selfish bloke.
yeah, I was pretty over all that crap.
Wants to win by himself.
Fuck everybody else. I just want the glory.
So yeah, I was getting pretty fed up with that, and my old man went, well, you got to fucking do something. You're not being a lazy prick. And I've got 2 cousins who box, and they're both quite successful, so I said I'd go give that a crack, and just immediately fell in love with it and never really turned back.
Yeah. As simple as that, isn't it?
Yeah, so
How'd you stay motivated when you were younger? Like, as a kid, fucking...
when I first started and I was kind of 11, 12 years old, it was more my parents just drop you there and then you fucking stuck there. So you just do it. But as I get older, I started realising that I'm actually not bad at this, and I kind of fell in love with it more and more and more, and now I just love doing it. I feel wrong every day that I don't do it. So
Nice. So you've just grown a passion for it then.
To me,
Yeah.
it sounds like you like punching people in the head.
yeah, I just fucking love throwing hands.
So you've been loving getting the helmets off now? You don't have to rock the helmets anymore?
Yeah, ditching the headgear was definitely the best part of moving into the elite age boxing, and then going into the pros. I won't have to touch it anymore either, which is fantastic.
You finally can get your rig out as well?
Yeah, I know, I get to get the guts out for everyone, which is alright. Might get a few cheeky whistles from some blokes.
That's what he's hoping for.
I'll ask you as well, who are your biggest role models and people that inspire you in the boxing world, do you think?
I think my biggest role models were my cousins that got me into it to start with. You know, they kind of gave me the passion to try and chase going for a national team, both having been on the Australian team multiple times. And then I think outside of my family, Harry Garside is probably my biggest inspiration. He's a young fella from Lilydale, went to the same high school, and he's been boxing for 15 or so years, and he's taken Commonwealth gold medal. He was the first Olympic bronze medalist for Australia in 33 years, and now he's the Australasian lightweight champion in the professional ranks. So he's a hard-working bloke, and he's
same as you. He loves his bronze medals, then.
Yeah, love Frosty's bronze. But he, there's no one harder working. There's no one kinder and more giving to the sport. So I think he's definitely.
Have you met him? Like, have you sparred with him or?
Yeah, so our families are actually pretty good friends. So I've always kind of known him growing up, and then I got the opportunity to spar him just after he won gold in the Com Games.
And you beat him,
in 2018. And he punched the living shit out of me.
But you're both bronze medalists, so you should be able to beat him.
I thought as I asked as well, just because I think the boys in here know, but people that aren't that into boxing. So you going pro gives up your rights to go back to the Com Games or the Olympics?
No, not anymore.
The
International Boxing Agency, prior to the 2016 Olympics, changed the laws that pros can now compete in an amateur tournament, but they just have to qualify through the same thing. So you'd have to win your state championships and your nationals and whatever international qualifiers. So my goal now is to turn professional, because I'm kind of sick of fighting the amateurs, not for anything. And then my goal this year is to be the first Australian professional to qualify for the national team, because none of the pros have done it yet for Australia. So yeah, that's the goal so far.
Yeah, that's massive.
Awesome. That is fucking wicked.
What stopped you from going pro prior to this? Why now? Why's now the right time?
It was mostly my choice. I've had a few offers from different promoters over the last few years, but I thought I still had some more growing to do and getting better at boxing. I didn't want to rush into it. You know, you see a lot of people with a lot of talent that go into the pros too young, and then they're punch drunk and washed up by 30 years old, and it's just a waste. So I wanted to give myself a little bit more time to get the experience up, and now I feel like I'm ready to give it a crack.
I actually reckon I've got a good question for you. It's probably going to be a bit difficult, but throughout your whole career, if you reflected on your whole career, is there anything that you would have done differently now?
I probably would have taken it more seriously from earlier on if I had realised the potential that I could have had at a younger age, and kind of stuck with it a little bit harder. And I probably would have moved gyms earlier on as well, because I ended up moving to a new coach in 2018, and I've just skyrocketed from there. So I probably would have done that sooner.
With going pro as well, how much of his time is it going to take up from you now as well?
A lot. So my life's pretty much going to be boxing now. So I'm obviously a plumber by day, so I'll be work, box, and it's going to be all there is.
Is there potential for you to get to the point where you don't have to work anymore?
Yeah, which would be awesome.
Is that what you're aiming for?
Yeah, I'd love to work up to a way where boxing can set me up for the future. So I think that's my main goal, is just keeping at it and just seeing how far I can take it.
Nice. Good, man. Ooh. Fucking proud of you. You've done well.
Yeah, it's awesome. So on that as well, then we'll go, what's your training schedule and diet like? Like, you'll tell us, because I know you're going to have a different diet way before a fight, just before a fight, and then after a fight.
Yeah.
You're going to take us through
I work with a dietitian. She works under Elite Fight Nutrition. She's I found her on social media through some other athletes that I know, and we chat every week and discuss what I'm weighing and how I'm feeling and what my training each week's looking like, and she kind of designs a meal plan for me for the week that'll fit what I need to burn and how I need to burn it. And she just sends that through to me, and I can. So it pretty regularly changes, but I'm getting to eat a lot of water, eat a lot of food.
Eat a lot of water. Show us how you eat water.
He's eating it right.
I see Kai at home with a plate with water in it and knife and fork.
Right before a fight, got to lose weight, just slurping.
Cutting, bro.
Salt and pepper in that water as well.
Not the pepper, bro. That's too much calories.
So I get to eat a lot of food, surprisingly, and drink a lot of water, which was when I first spoke to her, she was like, you don't eat anything and you just don't drink. And I'm like, well, that's what I've always done to make weight. And she's like, you're a fuckwit and you're fucking doing everything wrong. So it's very different what some people do for a living, like you can kind of see.
So now she's able to help you diet according to how much you work and train and shit.
My whole perspective on how I should and shouldn't be eating and what I should be doing.
Do you feel better going into fights then? Because what you were saying just then, you weren't eating and stuff pretty much before fight.
Yeah.
Do you feel better going into fights now that you're actually eating before fights and stuff
I feel
like that?
I'd go from during a fight week, my lunch would be like a punnet of strawberries, and I'd eat like no breakfast, and I'd eat fuck all for dinner, and you don't drink water for 7 days. And now I'm eating food the morning, like eating big meals the morning of weighing, and I'm still comfortably making weight. So it's a massive shift.
So you've actually got energy now.
Yeah, it's a massive shift in how you feel.
Does this mean like you got to train twice as hard to burn it off, or
It just means you can rock cunts easier because he's actually got energy to do it.
No, so that's like what I always thought. You know, my philosophy was if I eat less, I have less. Like I don't need to burn so much. I'm running leaner. But yeah, the types of foods that she's getting me to eat are what she's designed specifically that I will just burn throughout the day. So I'm just running the exact same, training the same, and I have more energy for it, and I'm making weight easier.
Yeah, awesome.
That's good, man.
That's good.
Yeah.
Do you find it a big commitment to do what you're trying to do?
Yeah, it is a massive step. It was a big decision to make. I had a lot of people in my ear kind of trying to steer me one way or the other, away from it or towards it. But yeah, it's a big jump. I don't think everyone in the boxing around me has necessarily agreed with it to start with, but I know that I can prove that I'm built for it.
Do you feel like you're missing out on other aspects of life to chase your dream as well? Are you putting in more time in boxing where, you know, like for me, for example, I'm not out going to be anything professional or anything like that, so realistically I have time to fuck around and do whatever the fuck I want.
Not if we make it big doing this podcast, mate.
Yeah, so it is a big commitment. You miss out on seeing your mates and a few birthdays and family events and shit like that, and everyone at work gets to eat their fun bought lunches and I got me salads and shit, but it's all worth it to me. It's just the love I have for it drives it more.
But even with saying that, like, there's a lot of bigger aspects that come along with bonuses for you. Everyone can be buying their lunches at work, but if you're pre-packing yours, you're saving money as well. Plus, you're making money doing your boxing.
Saving a fortune, not buying food. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's probably the only
100%.
benefit.
You've always got time for a chilling at concert, but
Yeah, you can't not.
no.
Always.
It'd be rude. Somebody's gonna do it.
Yeah, so obviously, so we've just gone on a bit about, like, you know, we obviously spoke a little bit about obviously what your plans and all that are, but like overall, what is the goal? Like, is there a limit, or does it just not stop? Is there just more that you think you can keep doing?
Want to keep going until I can't do it anymore. Really, just
Sky's the limit, pretty much.
exactly, just keep going and see where it takes me. I think that if I pursue it the right way, I'll be able to get it as far as I really want it to.
And you want to stick to direct boxing?
I'll never deviate from boxing.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't watch any like kickboxing or Muay Thai. I watch a little bit of the UFC, but I still don't really get into the MMA that much, so I won't stray from traditional boxing.
Nice, yeah.
Just on a side note as well, nobody actually wants to cop a punch from this bloke. I've copped a few good combos on him. He sent me to meet God once. And
I'm sure we could probably even find the video and post it for people to show. Yeah.
Garage boxing sessions.
He's winning me once good as well.
I love the video from the garage, but when he makes contact with James and then you grab him.
It was an out of body experience for James, I think.
It was like when Doctor Strange gets hit by that woman.
I'm not even going to deny it. For a good fucking 1 second, I definitely met God.
Heart just stopped.
Just stopped existing for a moment. And his eyes just went like glassy and dead.
I wasn't a part
He
of this.
wasn't there. He was gone. And he was just empty body.
Was not a part of this plane of reality.
James has actually been pretty humble right now. On the way here, he was saying he reckons he could fight her.
Oh yeah. I've heard that plenty of times.
There's never going to be a moment where I say I can't fight him, so it's okay.
I know who I'd put my money on.
No, underdog, mate.
If
All day, every day.
if I was a gambling man.
If only.
If I dabbled.
Oh, so one day you might be on fucking sports bet, mate. For all the people listening, you never
be,
know. Not that we fucking promoting gambling, but just saying if you got big end.
If you ever say the name,
I'm going to tell you right now, I don't endorse gambling, but if you see this man on sports bet, you throw your whole fucking wage on it.
Week's wage, boys, you can do it.
Oh, yeah, just a quiet week's wage. Sort it out.
Worst case, 2-minute noodles for a week, you'll be sweet.
Not even.
Mate, me-
buy the 2-minute noodles. Just fucking back yourself on.
Don't even watch the fight, just wait for that money to pop by and you're set. Oh, alright, well, we gotta get another name. So, now that you're pro, you're obviously gonna get a little nickname or something. So, Kai, something Hodgson.
Yep.
What do you got for us so far?
I've got absolutely fuck all.
I was saying to Kai, you're the best one. Kai, hey diddle diddle, straight down the middle, Hodgson.
Imagine him coming out back to that. The poor fucking announcers. Kai, hey diddle diddle, straight down the middle. How the fuck do you put that on your shorts as well? Because isn't your name on your shorts?
Yeah, just like
I reckon
the
Casper
whole
could be
way
pretty good
around.
for him.
Casper.
I reckon Casper could be pretty good for you.
Pasty. My supervisor at work's been calling me the Violator because I'm going to touch him in all the wrong places.
Yes. Who, your supervisor or the guy you're fighting?
Anyone that comes past me, if you're a bloke, look out.
This isn't just in the boxing scene.
See, even if I'm not expecting, I give consent. Even if I don't see ya, so.
It's a universal consent.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
It's more of an honour, mate. You grope me and I'm not expecting it, mate. I should be apologising to you.
Well, fuck, one day somebody's going to be lining up for his signature, so, you know, he grabs me now. I've pretty much gotten it in the bag.
Yeah, you've made it.
Yeah, so what's your training schedule like from now till the fight? Because what's the fight? A month away.
Fight's 5 weeks yesterday.
5 weeks yesterday.
Yeah.
And what did the next 5 weeks look like for you leading up to this fight?
Busy. So, yeah, it's all
Descriptive.
very busy. So Mondays through Fridays will be pretty standard training for me. Just going to gym after work, and I'll get me 5 to 10k running, and then pads, sparring, bag work, conditioning, and then 3 days a week I'm doing weights at the gym as
I
well.
was about to say, you talking boxing gym? Or are you
Yeah,
talking
boxing,
like
boxing.
Gym?
And then 3 days a week I'm doing strength gym,
Yeah.
like doing weights and stuff like that. And then I'll try and pick up sparring wherever I can. So I'll be...
Just go down to Ringwood Station. You can
Yeah.
pick up plenty of sparring.
I'm just going to go to Baronia Coles and
Oh, you
get
could.
He's just going to wear a sign saying, I need 3 sessions, let's go.
Oh, do you know how many people...
TNs and wait for someone to start me.
Leave the TNs out of it.
I guarantee you're not going to need to wait long. Probably about 2 minutes to step foot in the suburb.
Especially
I won't even
if
shut me car door and someone will mouth off.
Yeah, it'll probably be James or Mark as well. Just go.
Looking down the eyes.
Mate, especially... Mate, if you're wearing a pair of fresh TNs and I see them, I'll ask you what size you are.
So yeah, I'm pretty flat out every day from now on, and then I'm off to Brizzy in 2 weeks. Me big cousin's fighting on a professional show up there, so I'll be getting some sparring while I'm in Brisbane.
Let's give
as
a
well.
shout out to your cousin quickly.
Yeah, who's your cousin,
big
mate?
shout out to Jack Bowen from Brisbane. If you want to check him out on Instagram or anything like that, he's been killing it in the super middleweights. So he'll be one to look out for as well.
Middleweight, so he's a bit of a bigger boy than you then.
Yeah, he's so he was the Australian rep in the light heavies, so he was 81 kilos.
Ooh.
And now in the professionals he's making super middle, so I think at the limit's 78.
So really, at the end of the day, your family loves throwing hands.
Oh yeah.
So if shit goes down, on Christmas Day,
our Christmas is a fuck.
do you just have a ring in the backyard? So if there's a dispute over who's taking too much meat or something, you just point to the ring and chuck the gloves on.
It's customary to bring gloves. So yeah, big shout out to him. He's gonna crush it in a couple of weeks. I'll be up there screaming for him.
I'll just also give a shout out to Harry Garside. He did also get mentioned on this podcast.
Yeah.
Most people will know him, but if you haven't, go check him out on Instagram.
Yeah, he definitely deserves all the credit. There's not a better bloke getting around in Australia boxing than Harry Garside.
Jeff Horn's watching this going, fuck me. You've given a fucking rinse, mate. Well, Anthony Mundine is coming for you after hearing all
The
that.
greatest athlete of all time is coming for my neck.
Wait, do you reckon you'd beat him right now if you were in a ring with him? Or
Yeah.
Are you too old?
I think I'm pretty comfortably getting Mundine out of there.
He's calling him out.
Anthony Mundine is coming for you, son. Watch out.
Hey Mundine, if you want the fight, we'll do it live on our podcast.
Yeah,
You're more than welcome to come down. We'll set a ring up in the backyard. I'll officiate it.
we're going to get in contact with Anthony Monday. Set this up.
Chalk, mate. Let's get it done.
Oh. All right, I think, is that all we've got for boxing with Kai?
Yeah, do you have anything else that you want to add?
I think
Is there
that's
sponsors
pretty
or
good.
anything? Is there people that are sponsoring you that
Fuck,
you need
give me a
to
minute, boys.
shout out?
I've had a lot of people getting behind me, which has been bloody awesome. I really
'Cause you're gonna go
appreciate
big,
it,
mate.
Especially these boys have been getting behind me. It means a lot.
Yeah, so if you want to sponsor Kai as well, like I said last episode, you can get in contact with him directly or us, and we'll send you on to him because we're trying to get him as many sponsors as we can, get his name thrown around.
All you have to do is watch one of his fights, and you can see he's got the fucking potential for it. All of us boys have gone and watched him for it live, and he throws a show,
Yeah,
mate.
it does not disappoint.
Once
Absolutely.
again, we're not betting men or anything like that. But if I was anybody in the room, I'd be throwing everything that I had at him.
Including his hands.
These hands are exclusively for Kai. So
That's not all. Yeah, so a few people have been getting behind me, which has been bloody awesome to see. Have a few people getting behind me that I haven't spoken to in a long time. People that I knew when I started out in boxing. So I've had Chad from Straight Line Plumbing. He got behind me really quickly. He's an awesome guy that I met through a mate of mine, Jake, who owns Hit Hard Striking and Conditioning out in Clyde. If anyone's out there, he gets behind me as well. There's these boys, obviously, and we've got Exercise Thought Physios out in Lillard. They've been
They're one of my clients.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, legit.
Yeah, Sam that owns that's really awesome.
Yeah.
He was the
He's a good bloke.
yeah, he was the former head physio for the Western Bulldogs, and he's now running his own practice. And he's really awesome to deal with. And
Awesome.
there's probably more, but fuck.
Trying to get a few more in the works. I think I've got a big one in the works.
Yeah,
I don't want to say
hopefully.
anything right now, but I think this could be a big one in the works coming Kai's way, which would be
yeah,
massive.
it's called
so.
someone's got to do it. So
The biggest.
Alright, so now we've got Kai for the rest of the talk, get him involved in a few discussions away from boxing because he's a good bloke away from boxing as well, believe it or not.
You don't have to lie to him, mate.
But this one is all about James and Mark things. So obviously this week's episode was delayed due to Mark and James having COVID, and me and Kai, I don't think Kai
Just being
yeah,
superior immune system boys over here, mate.
yeah, just haven't caught it.
2
so-
years undefeated.
Yeah, I
We
thought
just-
the same thing, you fuck.
So we just got to ask, what was it like? So obviously you're 7 days in ISO.
I think Mark can start this one out because I think he had the worst of time out of us too.
Yeah, it's not great. Depends. Everyone does cop it differently, but I ended up in hospital twice, and I've actually got to go on a heart monitor for 24 hours from it. So, because, my fucking heart rate's all over since having it. It can come down to immunities as well. First time I ended up in hospital was because my throat was closing over and my saliva glands went mental. So I was choking on my own saliva, which was interesting. Box Hill Hospital, shout out to them. The people there were lovely.
It
was fucking.
He just
it wasn't bad.
thought Britt was getting the strap on out again.
I was like, oh, I'm not getting pegged again, am I? Fucking hell.
He's pretty used to getting woken up straight.
Why do you think Yeah, but I'm used to it. That's why my mouth was watering. And then, the second time was due to heart palpitations. Like, I'm all good and stuff like that, but it's just I'm one of those people that have caught one of the long-term effects. But it's definitely something that I wouldn't recommend to people. If you are sick, check it out, because if elderly people copped it the way I copped it, they're probably not going to be as good. And you can 100%, everyone's got their own take on it. Could be an insane flu or whatever, but what I copped wasn't pleasant. And it's when I didn't have it, I was like, yeah, I want to get it just so I can get it over and done with. And now that I've had it, I'm like, I fucking wish I never had it. So, but someone's got to do it, and I did it.
You're just gonna squeeze it in as many times as you can throughout the show.
We got to milk it, mate. We got to milk it so everyone remembers.
Mark gave COVID a red hot crack.
And then I gave it, and
And
I'm pretty sure I gave it to James, and I'm actually pretty sure I gave it to Kai's brother-in-law as well. So,
to be honest, I've been telling him that he gave it to you boys the whole time.
really?
Yeah. I was like, if you killed James and Mark.
Well, did Bailey get it?
Nah, me and Bailey didn't get it.
Sue?
No, just Jamie. His parents didn't get it. Isolated them.
It's fucking whack how it works, but
Yeah,
it's
it's
so
crazy.
whack, yeah.
We isolated for a week with Michaela's family because they all had it and still didn't get it. And I've
Fuck.
worked with countless people who've had it and just still not gotten it.
Well, that's what I mean. We were all at the same basketball stadium on that Monday night.
I was sitting between.
And what happened that Monday night?
Oh yeah, by
domination.
the way, world's biggest fuckwits. Shout out again on the podcast for the second time. Told you we were going to do you in by 20, but it was even nicer when you were up by 20 and we did you on the buzzer. So.
Yeah, Taylor, mate, you came in with the thing, but fucking
Taylor,
you getting all your mates to come as well and be lippy. I'm sorry, like I'm normally a pretty placid person, but having all your fucking boyfriends on the sideline shouting out shit the whole time.
Because they were a whole ass fucking basketball team with not one bloke over 5'5". They were fucking midgets.
I don't remember who you are as well, but trust me, son, you want to step up anytime, I'm right here for you.
Number 8.
Shout out to the bloke that copped a couple 1-2s from Jake's missus.
Someone's got to do it.
She must have been watching how you fight, Kai.
She went real quick. She was into it.
Oh yeah, a few quick jabs.
I was a proud bloke.
Yeah, no, apart from that, 3-time. Won the Wednesday and the Thursday as well. We had a celebration Thursday night, massive celebration. It was grouse, but unfortunately James and Mark.
But you didn't get James's opinion on the whole COVID thing yet either.
No,
you just listened to mine.
No, we'll get in.
So we're getting there. Yeah, well, I can't really say I really copped it that bad. Thing for me was it was kind of just like a bad flu. The worst symptom that I copped was pretty much a fever. Like, the fever was probably the worst part of it. You'd wake up feeling fucking terrible. I woke up feeling hot. There'd be a few times where I felt cold. There was one point where I felt like all my joints and stuff were aching. Felt like I'd been hit by a train, but that went away after an hour. All in all, I'd say I didn't really cop it that bad. Just smashed cold and flu and Panadol and Nurofen, and after a week I felt good. My first day back at work though, I'm actually working as a mechanic apprentice first year. But first day back I was throwing tyres upstairs, and I threw about 4 tyres upstairs, and fuck me, I came back downstairs and felt like Kai had winded me again. Gave me an out of body experience, but that's literally all I've had. Like, I feel completely fine now. Unfortunately my missus has it, so I've been looking after her, because apparently I'm safe for the next 2 months or something like that, 2-3 months.
Super spreader.
Somebody's got to do it.
Just giving it a
But all in all, I wouldn't recommend it. You know, everybody does cop different symptoms, and just because mine wasn't that bad doesn't mean that yours would be any better or worse.
Like I was saying, you just don't want to spread it to people who are vulnerable. That was my biggest thing. Like, my immune system's not the greatest, but it's not the worst either. And if it can put me in hospital, you don't want to give it to someone who is fucking got lung issues or anything like that. It's not worth it at the end of the day.
Thanks by the way for giving it to me.
Oh, you're welcome, mate. Guess what?
No.
Someone's got to do it.
We've established it was Jamie's fault.
I'll take that.
Okay, so this one, this is awesome. This discussion topic. I was talking to my sister about it last night. It's cooked.
Doesn't involve towels. No, I'm kidding.
No, not right now. So I saw this on TikTok. It was fucking awesome to think about. But it was, would you rather die right now, like right this instance, you got to die, or immortal? Like, you can't, like Hulk shit. Like, you can't die. Like, it's impossible. You can never ever die. World ends. Everything's extinct. You're the last person. World explodes. You're floating in space. You're immortal. Like, you cannot die.
I'm going to start this off, and this isn't me trying to sound depressed or anything like that, but I 100% would not want to live forever.
Yeah.
I think dying right now, not that I've had a big life or anything like that, but I'd die pretty comfortably. Like, there's definitely more to live, but you know, being alive forever, you're going to see a whole fucking whirlwind of bullshit throughout the years and stuff like that, so I couldn't think of anything worse.
Yeah, how'd end it? That's a long time.
But being immortal, like, what does this immortality enable but? Because if you're immortal and certain things...
you'd be a god?
Potentially. So you could stop all the bad shit going on, potentially, that everyone's worried about.
Or are you just like...
Or you could just say, launch him into space and I'm going to go find somewhere else to live.
Are you just like the old Superman thing where he's stuck in the glass panel, like floating in space for eternity?
I was like talking, I was like, to my sister, it's like, if you die, you're doing nothing anyway. So, like,
nothing affects you.
Yeah, so why would you just live? Like, you're dead anyway, so just live and just fucking do.
But that comes down to your take on what's afterlife as well.
But even going further than this, all the people that you care about, you're eventually going to have to watch them die. And it's not only once that you're going to have to do that as well. If you start forming relationships with people past what you've already formed, you are technically going through endless suffering by watching people that you care about die around you forever.
Yeah, but it's very much you missing out on it.
Surely you get. Yeah, but you won't care about missing out on it if you did.
Well, yeah, obviously. Like you just make new friends. You just like if the world.
Yeah, but then you have to watch those
People
friends
are
die.
replaceable.
If the world got like extinct.
All friends.
If the world got extinct and you're just there by yourself, you just go that crazy. You'd make your own new friends out of anything. Like it's just a never-ending
Wilson
cycle.
just fucking.
A never-ending cycle of friends.
You could have every phase.
And then you're like even like you could.
But do you realistically reckon you could do it? Like,
No, you'd go nuts. You'd
Oh.
go fucked.
But see, if you're immortal as well, like, you're going to be immortally crazy.
Yeah.
I struggle with it weekly.
but how long do you live for? Like, if you're immortal before
Yeah,
you turn
forever.
around and say, I've had enough. Like,
And then just push yourself into the sun or something.
It
Oh, but
doesn't
you're
matter.
What if it doesn't kill you?
So you're literally a god then. If the sun can't kill you, you're a god
Yeah, but you don't have like magical powers or anything. You just can't die.
at all. So nothing can
Nah,
kill you.
you're done. You
Nah,
can't die.
fuck that. Nah.
And you might find aliens, make alien friends. It's an endless cycle of friends.
Alien friends.
Friends.
football friends.
Ooh,
Space
Space friends.
I don't know. It'd actually be tough on like. I don't know. How long would you have to think about it? I don't know that I could straight away just say I've got to die.
100%.
Take me.
If you're telling me that I'm either going to live forever or I can die right now, there's
Bro.
no second thought. I'm
I'm going to
going.
throw
You-
the towel in on
You
this.
mate, I suffer from depression. I think about it every now and then as it is, let alone fucking live an immortal life
Could find happiness.
in the emptiness of space.
Hey, I'm just gonna like fall through the sun real quick. This might cheer me up.
I just want to feel something.
But wouldn't you get to the stage where you've had enough and you would try everything to
That's what I'm
to
saying.
die? So that'd be even worse. You're just like, yep, gonna push myself in the sun, come out the other side, and you're like, are you fucking kidding me?
That's what I'm
You
saying,
come out the
like,
other side, but all your clothes are burnt.
How whack would
Yeah,
it be?
you're naked, no hair.
Fuck's sakes.
How whack would it be to just like sit there and do yourself in the head and then you're just like, oh, that hurt, but
Or it bounces off.
Yeah,
You're just like, doom, doom, doom.
it's still here. Unless you're like Clarence from the Big Lesh on, you just feel all the pain of everything at the time.
For eternity.
Alright, would you change? There you go. Would you change your mind? You're immortal. You can't die, but you feel the pain of whatever you go
You're telling
through.
me you're not going to break a leg into 3 million years or something that you're going to be alive. You're just not.
But then imagine
Or
the
in your
pain
case,
of going
pop
through
out
the
a knee or
sun.
two.
Imagine the pain of going through the sun. Then you're just burning. You're just like like eternal pain. Come out the other side. Fuck.
just be no pleasure in life. That was.
Miniature stroke
Yeah.
on camera.
I'm immortal though, so it's
So it's fine, it's
Yeah, all
sweet.
good.
But it's got a drool now.
Yeah, can you become brain damaged if you're immortal?
Yeah, I don't know. If I think
Immortal, but
There's way too many. There's way too many.
so many variables.
Nah, you're thinking way too deep into this. The question was if you're immortal or if you're not. There was no other question.
Yeah, no, but there is
Yeah,
because
but-
because that changes my answer then.
The
'Cause
quality of
yeah,
the
exactly.
immortality.
The quality of the immortality.
What about if, when the world ends, like the world explodes and they say 2 million years or whatever, you go with it?
2 million years. You've already lived a long fucking time.
Get very sick of it by then, I would
It
have
still
thought.
wouldn't change it. You still wouldn't give it a thought. You still reckon you'd just go now?
Depends on what my KD is in video games as well. Like,
What are you
surely that's
talking about?
improved over the 2 million
From
years.
experience, it hasn't, Mark.
I know it hasn't.
You're
Why do you
still
think?
2
Why do you think I
15
play
in Halo.
single player games now?
Got no friends.
Oh, everyone ditched me on COD because I'm not good.
No Xbox friends.
I don't
What do you
get
mean?
invited
We
to the
ditch
party.
people on COD? Nah, COD's just a fucking war zone as it is, mate. If you've ever been in a COD lobby after a fucking game of search and destroy, you know that place is a fucking
If you've
battlefield.
ever been midway through a game with Jake talking shit and then you're down 0-5 and he just messages the group, you know what to do. You know he wants to back out before he cops it when
Yeah, I
they
was
win.
going to say, you know what to do. Jake's already left the lobby, mate.
He's gone.
All the other boys are still copping the brute
He's
force of
left us to
everything
cop
else.
it after his mouth off about rooting every player on the other team's mum.
Don't let me find out what culture you come from.
The
Oh.
abuse will get significantly more specific.
Jamesy, what do you got for us with these magnetics, mate? What are
Magnetics.
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 Magnetics, bro.
The magnetics.
Well, I don't know about anybody else here. Not that I really fucking play with kids' toys or anything anymore.
Just kids.
I definitely don't play play with kids. And if you think I have, it hasn't been confirmed in court yet. So
Innocent until proven guilty.
Oh, you're lucky we don't live in America.
But no, if you touch kids, you're a fuckwit, straight up. Just need to get that
we
out.
don't condone that on this show.
Strongly against violence against children.
Me as a kid, I remember playing with magnetics, and magnetics were fucking sick. You had like your little fucking magnet ball and your little pieces, and you're fucking joining them together, making like fucking 3D architecture. But like, I don't know what really kids play with these days, besides iPads and fucking phones and shit like that. But I don't know, toys back then seemed a lot cooler, and now it's just kind of like...
Toys did slap.
Like Bionic. Surely some of you remember Bionicles.
Oh, hell yeah.
Bionicles fucking slap.
Were they like the knockoff Lego things that you like build them? But it wasn't
They were a brand of Lego, I'm pretty
It was a
sure.
completely different toy.
But it is like, it wasn't Lego, but it was, you know, it's a brand of Lego.
Yeah.
Or something. Yeah.
Same shit, yeah.
Yeah, it's like the Technics Lego that they've got
Yeah.
as well. It's kind of like that style of
They
shit.
were the
yeah.
shit. Bionicles were the best.
They were.
Legos and shit used to slap hard as well. That was my go-to.
This is
Oh, yeah.
completely random, but does everybody remember sea monkeys? Like,
Oh, fuck yeah.
yeah, that'd be a little fucking... They're actually a form of shrimp, just in case anybody didn't know, but you'd
Yeah.
fucking sit there and grow your sea monkeys.
Your sea monkey has to fucking grow very much.
I'll let my sea monkeys die, unfortunately.
Sea monkeys lost its sock as well.
I've got rid of lots of sea monkeys in my time.
Sea monkeys.
Fuck you, they to cop it.
But,
Somebody's got her.
yeah, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to Magnetics. Magnetics were the fucking shit, so Magnetics, if you ever stumble across this and you want to bring your company back to life, do it.
Yeah, send us some magnetics.
Yeah.
Because Jake looks like he doesn't know what it is, so send us some so Jake can play with them and he can
Jake's
see how
too
fun they
retarded
are.
to fucking play with magnetics. He wouldn't be able to build a cube if his life depended on it, so don't send him.
I'll give it a go. Just send me the instructions.
There's no instructions, it comes from the mind, mate.
Tutorial.
Creativity.
Just watch a YouTube tutorial on how to build something out of magnetics.
Fucking hell.
Oh, I actually want to bring something up, and this is a completely different subject to what we were just on, but KFC. It is one of the biggest fucking regret to reward ratio laws of all time.
Shocking.
It tastes great, don't get me wrong. I fucking froth KFC. But 15 minutes after eating it, you're sitting there debating your whole life's decisions. Like, tastes great, but then after that, whew.
They've got to put something addictive in it, because I'm thinking about it, I'm like, fuck yeah, I know what it's going to do to me, but a KFC fucking naked zinger box could go hard. But then I know that, like you were saying, 15 minutes after I eat it, I'm straight away like, I fucking
That was like
should
Mark,
not have
Mark
got it.
back in his prime 18-year-old days, going back to these chicks, he knew what they were going to do to him. He knew how he was going to feel 15 minutes after it.
What do you mean when I was 18, mate? It took me years to learn that that's how it works.
Knows what he's going to feel like 15 minutes after, but he's still going back in.
Mate, you're being generous. Thanks for giving me 15 minutes.
That includes foreplay and leaving.
that include the drive there, and it's a half an hour drive.
And waiting for the Uber home.
Do you guys agree with this KFC, or is there something else that you reckon?
Yeah, KFC's got a 10 out of 10 shit to shit ratio for me.
It's so good though, like nothing better than a zinger
It tastes
box.
so fucking good, but it's just
sensational.
The
it's
Colonel's
so
fried
dangerous.
chicken, there is no better fried chicken.
No, KFC chips probably slap the hardest for me at everything.
As long
the
as they put the
gravy
right
as well.
amount of
Yeah,
salt on it.
slaps.
Yeah,
You gotta have
right
extra
amount of
salt
salt.
on
Yeah.
KFC
I gotta
chips.
say, Red Rooster Chip used to do it for me. I
Yeah.
love Red Rooster
Red
Chip.
Rooster chips used to
Red
slap.
Rooster is money laundering, and you can't tell me otherwise.
There's never customers there. It can't
There
be
is
not.
never, and they're still going, and they even update their signage and shit every couple of years. It's like,
They were meant to shut down like 5 years ago.
Yeah, I could have sworn someone said they were closing.
Yeah, they're meant to be
down,
closing
They're
down,
just still
but-
here.
yeah, you know why? Because you can't launder your money through Crown anymore, so they're doing it through
Yeah.
Red Rooster.
They
Hey,
got a
actually,
little
good
extra
point.
funding.
Do you guys know the Crown's getting closed down here?
Yeah, in Melbourne.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one in...
Like
is it the one
completely,
in...
or
Well, Crown itself is still an enterprise, so I'm assuming.
No, I'm pretty sure the one in Melbourne got out of it because they made all of their finances public now, so anyone can just view it because they had it private because they were getting investigated over laundering and they lost their liquor license in New South Wales or wherever the other one is.
Yeah, they did.
Maybe WA.
Yeah,
No,
the
WA was
Perth
the only
one,
one
wasn't
that was
it?
safe. No, WA was the only one that
Yeah.
I researched on that was actually safe from everything.
Yeah.
But in New South Wales and Victoria, we were laundering money here apparently through Crown. Well, not us specifically, but
allegedly.
people. Yeah.
Yeah,
If
so-
you're watching this podcast and you're the ones laundering the money, you're
Don't
still
say
innocent until you're proven guilty.
Don't sue me. Just float me a win on the pokes next time I'm there. And it'll be
Yeah,
sweet.
just make sure that grand jackpot pops off.
And I'll keep your mouth shut.
They've actually just got people sitting in the backs of all the machines, so when they know someone that's trying to just launder their money through it, they watch them pump all the money and they're just like,
Well,
yeah, win.
I swear there's like a thing, at like pubs and all that, like the people that work there, maybe not the people that work there, but someone high in charge, like they know when machines are going to pop off, and that's why they can't like go play them and shit.
You can't
Is there something
because
like
they're
that?
going around.
Yeah.
Is it?
I've met
I could
that
be
many
talking-
people that say they've got the trick to beating the pokies.
Like, I could be talking straight out my ass, but I thought there was like people that operate the machines, like that are in
So
charge of the machines
there'd
at
probably
night.
be some kind of odds in it.
Yeah, like I'm not
So
sure. I could be
it's probably
talking
like
out.
after so long, if it doesn't pay anything or something, it has to pay out. So then
Has
does
to
it have to
increase
be
the likelihood.
There'd have to be a
It's
return
legal-
rate
It's
or
like a legal
something.
thing. They have to pay back 98% of every bet or some shit like that, but they don't do it like obviously every spin. It's like over collective. That's why you put through $200
But
get
claw-
nothing, and then someone might win 180 or something.
Because claw machines and shit work the same. That like the claw gets stronger after so many times money's been put in, and it's like an odds thing.
I reckon that's cap.
No,
well,
seriously.
I watched a video on it. It's like that's the you know
Jim
this,
called
the,
bullshit.
you know the stat game that you click it,
Yeah.
and no matter you get to the top one,
And it jumps.
and it jumps.
Yeah.
It's actually a thing. Like the person that owns that machine can set it to this machine
After
has to
500
make,
turns or
this
something,
amount of
yeah.
money, that's only when it can be won.
Yeah.
See, but most of the machines, like, I understand that pubs and stuff buy them, but a percentage of that money would still go to the machine's manufacturer and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought pubs just
They just buy the machines. And
Yeah,
they
just
set 'em
like
up.
they purchase the machine and put it in there because people want to go and sit there and slap, so they sell frothies and dinner and shit. while
They'd have to
people
make
slap
some
it.
percentage.
No,
of
they'd
it.
still make money. They'd have to make some percentage of money off
Yeah.
it. But the manufacturer of the machine would still have to get money off
They'd
it. So a
have to.
randomizer in the machine for the jackpots to go off is the only thing that would make sense. Because
Yeah.
at the end of the day as well, like most people know,
That's a lot to regulate.
you versus the house always wins.
Oh, Jake drums.
Yeah, I'll be back in 1 second. Keep talking.
Here we go.
Huge issues here.
Well, one person's off the podcast now, so I'm going to go back to our notes, which we type up.
Which someone's
We're not
got to do.
professional. Really. You know, we're actually getting towards the end of it.
As
boys-
Jake gets up and leaves.
Yeah, do you boys have anything else that has popped up in your week that, you know, you'd like to briefly discuss on your podcast or anything?
It's popped up. Mate, we've just got out of COVID.
Yeah.
And, you know, being an adult, you get out of COVID and you go back to fucking work.
So,
So-
yeah.
There we go. Charge
Sucked
on.
in, sucked in.
Yeah.
We're getting towards the end of it anyways, Jake.
As
I've
Jake's
been looking
fucking
around.
ripping the laptop halfway across the table.
I've been looking through our notes, there's not really much.
I just wanted to make sure that the thing didn't die and lose the whole recording.
Yeah, he disappeared quickly because the laptop was about to die, and this would have been a fucking grand waste of 50 minutes or something.
Oh,
like
yeah.
that. So, but all in all, like, besides that, I'm pretty happy with how this
Yeah.
has gone.
Yeah.
Do you boys have anything else to add?
No, I don't think so.
If not, just briefly, just thank you, Kai, for being our first guest on the show and actually making an appearance to come do this with us. And,
Oh.
you know, thanks
Good.
for giving us time out of your busy schedule, especially leading up to your fight or anything like that.
Hopefully we can get him back for a quick chat or give you guys a little update on his fight and what's going on. But yeah, so we're sponsoring Kai, like we said at the start. So we get a little package. So what do we get with that package real quick? Sorry?
Yeah, so I'm throwing, obviously you guys made up your logo, so I'm throwing that on all of the t-shirts that are sold and that myself and my team will be wearing throughout the entire camp, and then on fight night, and then obviously the shirts will be sold, so whoever's wearing that, pretty much
For advertising.
advertisement for whenever they come out, and yeah, just post on social media, just trying to help, you know, spread you guys around. I appreciate everyone getting behind me and giving me a hand to get going. So.
That's not just us as well. If anyone wants to sponsor Kai, that's the deal. That's sort of what comes
Yeah.
with it. So
Yeah, so I've had a few people getting behind me, which has been awesome. So I'm hoping I can help share them around enough because I appreciate everyone getting behind me.
yeah, well, I'm really excited to see the fight and to see what happens next. With
We
you
do wish you
guys.
luck in
So-
Yeah,
the
thank
future
you, I
endeavours,
appreciate
mate.
it.
So, you know, good luck and
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Well, we would have loved to be at your fight, myself and James, but we had prior commitments and we're up bloody in Queensland when you got your
Yeah.
fight, so we're going to have to watch it live or something.
Yeah, is it actually?
Is it going to be
is it
live
gonna be
or?
I
live?
genuinely couldn't tell you, but I can try and find out.
Yeah,
Well, you
find
find
out.
out for all the viewers at home.
Yeah, I'll let you know. I'll keep you updated.
Because we can post links and shit, so
Yeah.
people can check out Kai, check out
Are
what
tickets
he's
still
all about.
available?
Yeah, tickets are still available through myself or Punisher Promotions. They'll still be selling. I think they are selling out relatively quick,
Yeah.
but yeah, there's still a fair few available.
What are the ticket price rates? Like, what's the price range?
So your general admission's 100
Yep.
entry, and then you've got like some bronze, silver, gold seating. Gold being ringside directly in front, and then tables they're charging 400 a head.
Yep.
Which is like dinner and drinks and stuff like that.
Yep.
So
So there's going to be punch-ons in the crowd because people have had a few too
it's
many
probably gonna get
frothies
a
and
bit
stuff.
fiery, but we'll see what happens.
So where is the place that you're fighting?
The Timber Yard.
Yeah, where
which
is-
Port Melbourne.
Yep, alright.
Just out in the city there. It's a really nice venue. I haven't been to boxing there before, but I've been to some other events there, so I think it'll come up pretty good.
Lovely.
Beautiful, mate. Well, thank you for your time and goodbye.
Yeah.
Oh, thank
Thank
you,
you very
boys.
much, everybody. This is someone's got to, or someone's got to do it.
Someone's got to do it.
I'm always going to say somebody's, but it's someone, somebody, something's got to do it. Might as well be us. Thank you.
Thanks everyone for
See
tuning
you
in.
later.
No, we're silly.
You just started a stream. Press end instead.